still haven't seen it. All right. Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Weekend Eve. I am Brian Kress, the awesome voice, with the producer of the show, DJ Scatter, George Walker, and Coach 24, Darwin Penny. This is Any Given Sunday, and tonight Darwin Penny is not here. He had some business he had to take care of out of town, but I've got a guest tonight, and we will get with him shortly. But we're going to talk a little football. We're going to talk a little baseball. And first of all, we're going to start off with the Kansas City Chiefs. And they played Sunday night. And for 3.5 quarters, it just seemed like the Kansas City Chiefs were struggling. And it looked like Tennessee just had their number. I mean, Andy Reid has had, well, now he's tied. He has as many victories now with Tennessee as he does with the Kansas City Chiefs. He is now 3-9 with Tennessee, and he's 3-0 against Kansas City. So, but Patrick Mahomes proves once again that he is the GOAT, and he took it in his hands and just made it happen. You know, you've got Tom Brady and you've got Aaron Rodgers that are just, I mean, yeah, they're a lot older, but they were the GOATs. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was the MVP the last couple of years, and now he acts like he can't play anymore. You lose one player and all of a sudden it's gone. So I just don't totally get that. But the Chiefs are 6-2. They play this week against Jacksonville. And I was listening to Sean Barber, and Sean Barber was a former Philadelphia Eagle and Kansas City Chiefs linebacker. And I really love listening to Sean Barber because he makes a lot of sense. You know, we've got this town, and we've got a great team. I mean, we could be the Las Vegas Raiders, or we could be the Denver Broncos, or heck, even that, we could even be the Los Angeles Chargers. You know, we've got a great coach. We've got a great quarterback. We've got a great nucleus of players. I have a friend of mine that always is hounding me about how bad, we're playing without Tyreek Hill.
Right.
And you'll have to excuse me. I've been under the weather the last few days, so hopefully I can limit my coughs and everything else. But anyway, Mr. DJ Scatter, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing just fine here today. Doing just fine.
Oh, absolutely. So we got Kansas City playing Jacksonville. Now, going back to people just complaining about what the Chiefs don't do instead of what they do accomplish is the running game. And the running game has been kind of absent, as you could say. 6 of the 19 carries that the Chiefs had was Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes doesn't run unless it's out of necessity. And so, he's not going to be Josh Allen. And if you look at Josh Allen may not be playing for the Bills for several weeks. So that puts the Bills, which right now they are the number one team in the AFC, and Chiefs are second. It puts them in the risk to lose the number one seed. The Chiefs will get the number one seed, providing that they still take care of business. But they're playing a team this week, which if you look on paper, you go, oh, my gosh, Jacksonville is horrible and everything else. They have a great coach. They do. They have a very good coach in Doug Peterson. I mean, he's led a team to the Super Bowl, and they beat the New England Patriots with Tom Brady.
Right.
And they also played with a backup quarterback in Nick Foles because Carson Wentz at the time, who was having an MVP season, tore up his leg and was gone for the year. And then he stepped in and still made it work. So Jacksonville is a bigger challenge than the than the Philadelphia Eagles, but still, they are 2-7, but they can easily been 4-5 or 5-4, and stuff like that. And last week they beat the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm telling you, I don't know why the Las Vegas Raiders hired Josh McDaniels. He sucked when he was the head coach at Denver. I just don't know why he, I just don't know why he's coaching the Raiders. But it benefits me because as a Chiefs fan, we know we can get 2 wins every year out of the Raiders and now out of the Denver Broncos, and so and then next Sunday night the Chargers we're going to LA to play the Chargers on Sunday Night Football as a flex. Now, in about 3 or 4 weeks after that, we probably will get taken off the flex because we're playing Denver Broncos, and nobody wants to watch the Denver Broncos. They've already been on there enough times to play. So,
hey, but I'm gonna have to ease on in this conversation with you for a second, bro.
Okay.
John Gruden left he left a mess for Josh McDaniels. I wanna give him the benefit of the doubt because I would say like give him maybe about like 2 to 3 years to help fix that program, and I think that he might be able to turn it around. But man, he was handed a mess, man. You can't expect nothing from the Raiders right now.
Okay,
nothing.
Okay, and I get your point there, but the guy that coached him last year was thrown into the Wolves, not like Josh Daniels, where he got a season off season and brought in Devontae Adams and all this. Brought in Chandler Jones from Arizona. He was brought in during the middle of the season, and guess what they did? They went 9-8 and made the playoffs. They beat the Chargers on the last game of the year. Now, I'm saying that Josh McDaniels is a horrible coach.
He can't be more horrible than the coach of my team, though. My team, not to knock you off your square, but I'm a diehard Saints fan, man. And right now, I mean, I wish that we had Sean Payton there still. I wish we possibly had a legendary quarterback. Not nothing to take against, not nothing to go against Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton, but they just not, fitting the part right now. But you got to look at it like this. That coach, Josh McDaniels could, Josh McDaniels probably could have came to the Saints and had the caliber of players that we got. I think he would have did a lot better than the coach that we have. See, you have a coach that come there and they'll have all these star players all over the field but don't know what to do with them. Josh McDaniels was handed a raw deal, man. He don't really, everybody's gone. Look, they gave up Khalil Mack. They gave up Amari Cooper. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they gave up Khalil Mack 3 or 4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
but look how he's performing now.
Well, but he's not even with the team that he got traded to.
Is he hurt now?
I'm not sure of
he
right
must
now.
Be injured.
Speaking of that,
last time he was on the field, Khalil was doing his thing, man.
Well, the person I'm speaking with is Fletcher Clinton, and we're going to be talking with his son, Nasir Clinton, in a little bit, and he's got a great story to tell. So anyway, here's the thing, though. The Raiders still have the same quarterback they've had for the last 10 years.
Right.
They had the same running back they had the last couple of years. They're good quarterbacks, and they signed Max Crosby. So don't tell me that they were thrown in a bad situation, because the coach, and I cannot think of his name, and I'm not going to worry about it, but the coach of the Raiders came in and got that team together, and they became a playoff team.
Yeah, they made it to the playoffs.
Right. Well, right now they are the worst team in the NFL. I'm sorry to say that. They are 2-6, and they are horrible. And Josh McDaniels, and I can understand if Josh McDaniels was another coach, if he had coached somewhere else and was okay. He wasn't even okay at Denver. He He was horrible. I don't want to say that word.
If any of my partners out there that's Raiders fans, hey man, y'all gotta forgive me, man. My man is going in on y'all's team right now, but it's all good.
It is, because it is the truth. It is. The Raiders are just horrible. So I mean, like I said, when we talked at the beginning, when we started this NFL season, we were talking about the AFC West as being the strongest division in football. And there was even talk that all 4 teams would make the playoffs. Right now, there's only one team that's going to make the playoffs. That's the Chiefs. Now,
possibly the Chargers might.
Possibly. See, that's a possibly. Yeah. Because you were talking about no ifs, ands, or buts. They were going to make the playoffs. And the AFC least, which I actually called it in the NFC, but the AFC was just as bad. The AFC and the NFC least were horrible, and now those are considered the strongest divisions. You've got New England, who's in last place.
I'm about to say, overall, the AFC is the better conference, though.
Right,
you could believe that.
It is a better conference.
You got the Bills, the Jets, the Chiefs. You got the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, you got a whole bunch of teams that's
absolutely
well over 500.
But we were talking about the AFC West being the top division in football, and
that's not happening right now.
Even in the NFC West, they were talking about them, with San Francisco and Arizona and Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the defending champs. You were talking about those 2 divisions being the power divisions, and right now they're one of the weaker divisions. So, but yeah, you are absolutely right. The AFC is still the more dominant. You can have any team in the top 5 or 6 that could make it to the Super Bowl, but I'm still going to stick with Kansas City and Buffalo, providing the outcome of Josh Allen's injury, because they're kind of letting you know, but they're trying to keeping it quiet at the same time. You've got Miami, who they can step up. Even the Jets. The Jets have played pretty decent. Mm-hmm. You never expected that. But then you've got Baltimore. Baltimore is really playing good football. Yeah. If they can just stop blowing 17-point leads, which they have done 3 times this year, which is an NFL record.
I wish they would have blown one Monday night against the Saints.
Well, excuse me, guys. But, yeah, they almost did. And Kenyon Drake, man, was running his points and everything, and I was against him in my big money fantasy football. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh, I ended up winning by about 4 points. I was like, oh, my gosh, this guy is going to beat me. And so he didn't end up doing that, so that's a good thing. So 816-599-8693 is the phone number. If you guys want to call in and speak your piece, do so.
No, that was 6893.
Did I say 6'8"?
No, you said 86.
Oh,
but anyway,
I've got
816-599-6893. If you want to call in about anything that you've heard on here, we just want to keep it clean. You also can post any comments on our Facebook page. So if you go to KUAW-radio, you can post your comments there. They will show up on the screen, but you will remain anonymous. So comment on anything. Thank you.
Raiders fans, be easy.
And so anyway, and I thought, well, you know why I said 86, because that's the beginning of my last 4 numbers on my cell phone. So, and nobody look it up and call me. So that's all good. Going to the NFC, we've got Dallas had a big win. Tampa Bay barely got their victory over the Rams, which were the 2 teams that were supposed to challenge for the NFC championship to go to the Super Bowl. And right now they are one of the 2 teams that I don't even know if they're even going to make the playoffs this year. And I had picked the Rams. I figured the Rams would win, and somehow they figured out to blow it. Speaking of that, everybody was talking about Matthew Stafford, how he came last year and played well, and expected, he should go into the Hall of Fame. He's got numbers, and now he's got a championship. No, this guy should never go to the Hall of Fame. I don't care. He's going to have to win a couple of Super Bowls for me in order for that to happen. And so I just don't have faith in Matthew Stafford. I have more faith in Kirk Cousins right now than I do Matthew Stafford. And if anybody knows me, I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan. And whenever it's showtime, like on a primetime game show, or when a game is on prime time, he does not perform very well. So as long as he's just doing 12 o'clock or even 3 o'clock games, he's okay. But this week they are playing the Buffalo Bills. And and he's got a shot at winning. The problem is that he is not that good on the road as well as he is at home. Like I said, Josh Allen is off, but you've got Case Keenum as the backup, and I don't know how well he will perform. But their running game is not as great as the Chiefs either. But everybody has complained about everybody's rushing game. But right now, Buffalo and Kansas City are the two top teams right now in the NFL. So, what do you got on that?
Man, look, right now, I'm cool with the Chiefs being in the position that they in. For the simple fact is, I live here now. But with me being from Louisiana, man, you know what I'm saying, my soul bleed black and gold, man. But like I'm proud of the Chiefs, man. If I'm not rooting for the Saints, I'm always rooting for the Chiefs, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's where my wife from. My kids was born here, some of them. But I mean, like they in a good position, man, to make the city proud again. And you know what I'm saying, that's what it's about, man. Kansas City would need that right about now anyway, because it's like a lot of stuff going on. Like when you look at the news every morning, you see like the good and the bad side of Kansas City. But like when the Royals made it to the World Series and they played and they won, and then like when the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, you could see like a light over the city, you know what I'm saying. And right now, as long as the Chiefs is winning, man, it kind of like keeps stuff to a minimum. And that's what I like about it, man, because like Kansas City, they got a good fan base, you know what I mean. They got a real strong fan base, and like the Chiefs and the Royals just do it for them. So
okay, so
proud of them.
So you say you're from New Orleans. So
no, I'm from Hodge, East Hodge, Louisiana. It's like a little rural town,
okay.
Man.
Well,
I'm like 4 hours from New Orleans.
Then you're from Louisiana. So you're from the South. So based on with you being a Saints fan and everything else, are Saints fans bigger fans than the Chiefs? Now, you've got to realize that I remember the Saints fans were at their greatest right after Katrina, and absolutely deserving so.
Right.
So even with that a little bit, are the Chiefs better fans than the Saints?
I would have to say they probably like neck and neck, but it's just that the Chiefs fans are louder. I'll say that much. You know what I mean? Like, because the fan base is die hard, man. Just like the Chiefs die hard. I mean, even when the Saints is losing, like since I've been here, I've noticed that like when the Chiefs was winning, everybody was like, you know what I'm saying, Chiefs, we going to the Super Bowl. Then they'll get to the playoffs and get knocked out in the first round by Indianapolis, or like the second round, and they never made up until this was a few years before, the Pat Mahomes era. And like the fans would like almost like give up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't do that in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We could go 0-17 and we still gonna be like, who that? You know what I'm saying? So
well, I give you that. And I remember those days. I remember my first football game was in 1974. It was against the Chiefs versus the Oakland Raiders. Lynn Dawson was a quarterback. And the Chiefs, I believe, lost something like 13-10. It was a real low-scoring game, but it was on the edge of the Super Bowl realm, and the players were getting old, and they wasn't rebuilding them, And so the management was horrible. Lamar Hunt was phenomenal. I will never, ever say anything bad about that man. But Jack Stedman was horrible about bringing in players and everything else. So we went for a drought of about 15 years of bad football, and then Monty Schottenheimer and Carl Peterson came in and revived it again.
Yeah, which I never brought out the brown paper bags like we had to.
No, we never did. We never did that. We weren't considered the Aints, and so and we wasn't called. Well, we were called the Chefs at one time, but that was just based on that commercial. Right. So, excuse me. So, but then they started making it to the playoffs. And then they just couldn't finish. And then the one in 95 was the absolute worst. It was, I'll never forget it. I was sitting at home watching it. We bowled on a Sunday night. We took off that night so we could watch it. And everybody, all the other playoff teams were scoring highs in the upper 20s and 30s and stuff. And this game was 10-7. And it was a frigid, cold day. 1995. Now, I assume you were still in Louisiana at that time.
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay. Well, it was frigid cold. I mean, the field was artificial turf. It was frozen. The offense couldn't do nothing. The defense was. They did say that they blamed themselves for giving up a touchdown on them, but it was just, oh my gosh, it was so demoralizing, right. And that I didn't think I would recover it. To me, it's still the worst playoff loss or first loss in Kansas City history that I've dealt with. And it's 27 years later, so I'm still, I still have nightmares about that one. And I could not talk after I was done for like 3 hours after the game, and we brought in guests. My daughter played basketball, so we brought her daughter's friend and her parents, and the guy was rooting for Indianapolis the whole time. And oh my God, he just kept cheering and cheering. I wanted to throw him out. We had two doors. We had a door to go out into a porch, and then to outside. I wanted to throw him through both of those. I was that angry. And so, but but now the Kansas City Chiefs are always winning, and they've won they've been to four straight AFC titles at home. Nobody else has done that. So now I want to bring in baseball. And the Houston Astros, and I know a lot of people don't like the Astros for what they did, but I am so happy that they won. One, because it wasn't the Philadelphia Phillies, because they beat my Padres to go to the World Series. Two, Dusty Baker. He is a class act, and he brought classness back to Houston.
Shout out Dusty Baker.
Yes, shout out to Johnny B. Baker Jr. And here's the reason why he was called Dusty. As a child, he would get so dirty that they called him Dusty. That's why he got the name Dusty. But, he started with the organization of Atlanta, played with Hank Aaron. Right. In fact, he was the next batter up.
That man's 72 years old, ain't he?
73.
73.
He's 73 years old. And when Hank Aaron hit number 715 to break Babe Ruth's record, Dusty Baker was the next batter up. So, and I mean, it's just a little bit of trivia and stuff. But, so Dusty Baker he's got the World Series title. He had managed over 2,000 wins without a World Series. Now he doesn't have to worry about that. And he is the oldest manager at 73 years old to win a World Series as a manager. Now, and he's one of the few to win as a player and as a coach, or as a manager and a player. And here's the thing: he's also one of two people to have 1,800 hits as a player and 1,800 wins as a manager. The other guy, Joe Torre. So he got all that. So And right now, my phone is showing me all the people that is in my lineup for tonight. Well, they're not playing tonight, so I don't have to worry about that right now. But we will talk about the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. And earlier in the season, Carolina should have beaten Atlanta. DJ Moore catches the touchdown. He celebrates by taking his helmet off. They gave him a 15-yard penalty, and they missed the extra point, which would have been the game winner. And so they ended up going to overtime. Atlanta kicks a field goal. The Panthers miss a field goal and end up winning 37-34. So now Atlanta goes back to Carolina. Two teams, which Atlanta is in first place right now. They are in first place in the NFC South. And so, and Coach 24 has picked the Atlanta Falcons to win this game tonight. And if anybody can see, I am wearing my Carolina Panther. I'm wearing my Lou Kuechly jersey, which has the Super Bowl 50 logo on it. So I am picking the Carolina Panthers. But it will not be as high scoring as it was the first time. I'm going to pick 24-20. And who do you have?
Me on a game like that, I would say I gotta go against you, man. I want to go with the Atlanta Falcons, man. They've been they like up and down with their season, but like in this game, where they playing at?
They're playing in Carolina.
I'll take Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, gotcha. So we're getting ready to go to halftime. So I'm going to introduce you really quick to this young gentleman who is the reason why Fletcher and him are here. And his name is Nasir Clinton. Did I say that right? Okay.
You almost had it, but it's Nasir Clinton.
Not Nasir Clinton. So, and he's got a great story, and we will definitely talk about that. Oh, by the way, how old are you, young man?
I'm 13.
13 years old. So, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll go to halftime right now. And then when we go back, we will find out Nasir's road to his providence, as you would say. So this is Brian Kress, the Awesome Voice, and we are Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station, and we're taking a break right now. But I want to remind everyone that you can pick this up on your audio-only apps that we have. We're on the TuneIn app. We're on Get Me Radio. We're also on the Apple Fire Stick and Roku. And if you have a Google Smart Speaker or Amazon speaker, just tell it to play KUAW Radio, and you can pick us up there also. And while we're doing live shows, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just search KUAW Radio, and we'll be right back with Any Given Sunday.
Let's see, ask me something.
See. So we are back. Any given Sunday, Brian Crest, the awesome voice, DJ Scatter, George Walker running the show. Darwin Penny is not here tonight, Coach 24, but we got a young man in here. His name is Nasir Clinton. And how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome. So you made it to the Olympic boxing challenge, or you made it to the trials.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, so I started training when I was like 7, but I couldn't compete till I was 8. So I've been doing it for like 5.5 years now.
Okay, cool. So tell us, so what made you decide to get into boxing?
Well, I couldn't really remember this, but from what I heard from my mom and dad, it was like I used to always just stay up and watch it with them, and I used to just always ask. But I remember the asking part because I still ask. Well, I used to still ask them if I could do it all the time. But until he got irritated with me and he really asked. He was like, okay, we're going to see if you like it. So I just stuck with it ever since.
So what happened to get you to go into a gym to start boxing?
It just, the way I saw it on TV, it just looked really fun.
Okay, cool. So what happened when you first started? I mean, did you love it? I mean, obviously you still do because you're still doing it. So, I mean, what was your impression when you first started doing it?
It was like kind of harder than what I expected when I first started. I thought it was going to be easy, but it wasn't.
Ah, so you just expect everything to be easy, right? So what?
Nah, not everything, but.
So what made it difficult for you?
Probably the cardio part. I still kind of struggle with that part, the cardio part. I don't like cardio, but I do it to be great.
Right. So, but you're 13 years old. You should be able to run around and all that.
Of course.
So why is it cardio difficult for you?
It's just, I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't like it, but I do it just so I can be better.
Okay, so you start boxing. How long did you do it where people started thinking, wow, this kid has potential?
I'll probably say my first 6 fights.
First 6 fights?
I won all of them.
So when was your first fight? How old were you when you did your first fight?
I think I was about 8, about to turn 9.
So where did you box at?
Ooh. Where was we at?
We was in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Yeah, we was in Oklahoma.
Okay, so you ended up going out of town for these boxing tournaments. So where do you practice at? Where's your?
I think, isn't it in Lenexa?
Overland Park. Overland Park. Now it was in Lenexa, but now it's Overland Park.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pound for Pound Elite Boxing Academy.
Oh, okay, cool. So you started boxing, and you said you're 8. You won your first 6 matches. Then what happened?
I don't know. I think I ain't gonna make no excuses, but I think there was one time I had to cut weight for my 7th fight, but I had to cut down so I couldn't eat, and I was kind of drained, so I was in the ring looking sloppy, and I lost.
Gotcha. So, but after 6 matches, they started seeing interest in you. So what happened then?
What happened then? Well, after that, I kind of I wouldn't say my confidence level got low, but some just went off, and I started kind of losing, but now it's just fluctuating, win, lose, but you ain't gonna win them all.
Right. So you had the Olympic trials. When did you start preparing? I mean, obviously you didn't start 2 weeks before the trials. When did this all happen?
Well, we go to the gym every day, but I'll probably say when the extreme training starts, probably about 2-3 months before.
Oh, so 2 or 3 months before that you were doing this, you were working into it. So with COVID happening, I know, how difficult was it for training and to go through? Because didn't you make the trials, and this was actually 2021 and not 2020 like the normal year?
Yeah, I did, but The COVID part, I had it, so I couldn't go to the gym for a while. But
So, as a boxer that had it, how did it affect you?
well, I couldn't really go to the gym. I had to stay home and like get healthier.
So, did you have symptoms, or were they really bad, or were they minor?
I wouldn't say they were really bad, but they were pretty bad. I couldn't taste or smell anything for a minute.
Oh, gotcha.
And it kind of shocked us
Yeah.
at that point in time because he had just won state. Because like before you get ready to go to like Junior Olympics, there's a trial session where they used to be now. You could just sign up, but beforehand you had to fight. You know what I'm saying, within your state and region to see if you could advance to the Junior Olympics. And it was just like he had won. And then COVID hit, and then it just knocked out everything. There was no more boxing. They shut down everything. So
Okay, so there was no boxing, period.
no, at least for about what was it? Probably about like 6 to 8 months before it like really geared back up, and everybody could get back in the gym and kind of almost be safe around each other because COVID was still going around, but they opened it up a little bit,
Right.
But when we did come back to the gym, everybody looked different. Like you can tell they was just eating.
They looked healthy, huh? So in order to make it to these Junior Olympics, you just didn't sign up. You had to win. Qualify.
Yes.
And qualifying was state?
I think it was like state, regionals.
State, then regionals,
Yeah.
and then like if you won regionals, you go.
So where was regionals at?
What was regionals?
They held regionals at what was it? Turner Boxing Academy
Yeah.
over in Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay, so the
that
regionals
year.
were in Kansas City.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And it fluctuates because like sometimes you'll end up like in Kansas with them, then you might end up in like one of the neighboring states. They might have it in St. Louis because it's regional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might be in Iowa, it might be in Illinois. It just happened to be in Kansas City, Kansas at that time.
So you make it to the Junior Olympics. So what happens then?
After Junior Olympics, you just gotta fight your way up, see if you win.
So how did you do?
That Junior Olympics 2021, I won. But I won the first fight, but I didn't know until then. But I was supposed to fight somebody else, but he didn't make weight, so I won.
So
I was gonna beat him if I fought him anyway.
So what was your weight division?
I was 101 pounds.
101 pounds. So are you still 101 pounds?
Nope, nowhere near it.
So you're under 101 pounds.
I'm over 101.
You're
pounds.
over 101 pounds. So what weight division are you now?
110.
Is that better for you, or is it not better for you?
I'll probably say both.
Both.
Because I'm starting to hit like growth spurts because I'm at that age now where my weight go up. But yeah.
Gotcha. So what is your strength in boxing?
My strength.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, probably my jab.
Your jab.
Yeah, my jab.
What is something that you probably need to work on more than the others?
Moving with my hands up and rolling my hands up and just moving my head more.
So what do you do that causes you that you need to do that? You just...
Well, like when I move my head, I'll drop my hands down.
So you give the opposition a free shot.
Yeah,
So-
basically.
Yeah, we trying to be cute up in there thinking he Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm like,
He lying.
keep your hands up, man.
He lying. I don't be trying to be cute. It's just like, I don't know what it is, but it's just, I don't know. It's kind of just a habit, but I need to work on it.
So
I'm working on it.
There you go. So right now, what is your next goal?
Next goal, winning this national tournament.
Okay, so this is the national tournament, and it's from the 3rd to the 10th, and it's in Lubbock, Texas.
In
Yes, sir.
December.
Oh, ironically, that's where Patrick Mahomes went to college at.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you looking? So when you're going down there, so you're looking to win. What is your goal after that?
What's my goal after that? I think after nationals, I might take like about a couple days off
A couple of days off?
Yeah, then I'll come back to boxing. But after that, it's whatever comes in my face, whatever they throw at me. I'll fight.
So do you have a long-term goal?
Long-term goal? My long-term goal is to go pro.
Ah.
I say I want to go pro when I'm about like 23.
23?
22, 23.
So in other words, you're wanting your education first?
Yeah. I'm a student athlete.
Ah, see, I see how your mom is looking back here. She's right behind me, behind my shoulder over here. So, yeah, she liked that answer. So, so when you go to school, what is your favorite subject?
Favorite subject? I'd probably say reading.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say something like PE.
No, I do not like PE like that. Them games be boring. But I say reading. Ooh, reading. Yeah, reading.
So, do you like reading books and stuff like that?
Especially comic books.
Ah, so what is your, outside of comic books, what is your favorite book to read?
Probably like historical books about like the Black history and stuff.
Cool. So, what would you like to do when you grow up?
Like college-wise?
College-wise, afterwards, what is your? Well, I know your long-term goal is to be a pro boxer.
Yeah.
You can't pro box forever. So, what do you want to accomplish in life?
Probably, I'll say real estate.
Ooh, there you go. Hey, that's not bad. So, hey, look, when I was his age, I had no goals.
Or I say real estate or becoming like a nutritionist. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's even better. So you don't want to be a boxing coach then?
I'll probably train my son or something.
Ah, gotcha. So, boxing, who is your favorite boxer?
Favorite boxer like all time or just like this generation?
You can say right now and you can say all time.
Okay, so all time, like back in the day, I'd probably say Sugar Ray Leonard. But right now, probably Brandon Lee or Shakur Stevenson.
Brandon Lee
or Shakur Stevenson.
Gotcha. See, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't keep up with boxing because boxing.
You gotta get off into that, B, man. I hear you talking this football talk, man, but you gotta start, man. You gotta start getting off into them gloves, man.
I do.
I mean, it's a cool sport, man. I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, and I will admit it seems like it's lost its luster a little bit. I mean, I watched Mike Tyson religiously. I was a big fan. I mean, Muhammad Ali. For some reason, I wasn't a super fan of him growing up when he was playing or when he was fighting. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to respect Muhammad Ali very, very much. Mm-hmm. Like Ray Guy had just passed away. So I was never a Raiders fan because I was a Chiefs fan. It was Raiders and Chiefs. But I've respected the players that played and had that respect. And Muhammad Ali was just a phenomenal human being. Not only as a boxer. So, but,
yeah, and I think like right now, it's getting to the point, and this is just like my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I might be wrong. But boxing, when you say it's lost its, the luster, that's because like back in the gap, the best always fought the best, no matter what. When nobody running, it wasn't really about it wasn't a money thing. I don't care who you was, the best always fought the best, even if they had to fight each other 2 or 3 times. It didn't matter. Now you got cats, they sit back and they, they wait, to build up this, to build the fight up. And you sitting up here waiting on this prize fight for probably about like a year or 2 or maybe 3 years just to see if these 2 cats gonna meet each other in the ring. And then when they do, boom. And it's all about, it's all about the hype. But back then, it was it was all about the inner warrior. They always put Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard,
oh yeah,
Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns,
right?
Mike Tyson against whoever,
right? And they didn't worry about the money as much. I mean, yes, they did worry about, but it was more about just the love of fighting. Now it's to me, it's more like promotions.
Yeah, and a lot of people try to blame. They try to blame Floyd Mayweather for that, but I can't really say that because Floyd, like, you know, he fought like the best in his prime. You know what I'm saying? In his prime, he fought. You know what I'm saying? Whoever they put in his face,
Right.
he was one of those cats that did that. But since he was such a good promoter, and he started making so much money, it wasn't his fault that people was paying to see him win just as much as they was paying to see him lose. And so now they want to turn it into, you know what I'm saying? They want to turn it into, oh, Floyd changed the game. It's all about money now. Now, Floyd fought everybody that he was supposed to fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, like, just because he made money, because, like, y'all was paying, because more so to say because y'all really wanted to see him lose. But, you know what I'm saying? He didn't.
Right.
So, but, you know, it's boxing is getting back to boxing, though, man, because, you know, if not, you know, the UFC take over because, you know what I'm saying, it's a gory sport, you know what I'm saying, it's like almost bare knuckle, and that's like exciting. People want to see that. So, like, they got to get to the point where they getting back to the best fighting the best before, you know what I'm saying, it do completely lose its luster.
So let me ask you this. I know that they cut the rounds from 15 to 12. That was a long time ago. What do they do now to protect the boxers? Because usually you can get mangled pretty bad. And so, you know, you just, you know, because you were a man, you know, and now in this day where, you know, I mean, quarterbacks are getting rolled over and getting called a penalty and stuff like that. How are they making it safe with, and still trying to make it an event?
That's kind of a hard question because, like I said, man, like boxing is you can't play that sport, man, and like, you know, like you could play football, basketball, baseball, but when it comes to boxing, I mean, it's only up to a certain level where you get to wear headgear, you get to wear, you know, protection as far as like your head,
Right.
and but it's still a known fact that you can get hurt playing football way worse than you can boxing. But boxing is, you know what I'm saying, it's a very dangerous sport, man. And like right now, I doubt it very seriously if they gonna ever, you know what I'm saying, get the pros to like, okay, y'all gotta wear headgear. Like they're not gonna do that. So
does your parents worry about you when you were in a match?
I wouldn't say my dad. I'd say my mom, though, because she yeah. I think she do because she be screaming and stuff.
Okay, so have you ever been knocked out before?
No, never.
Have you ever been knocked down?
Yeah, but I'll probably say most of the times I got knocked down is because of my footing, and they'll throw a punch and I'll trip, but.
So it wasn't just nearly just somebody clocked you and then you hit the floor.
I ain't never been clocked that hard where I hit the floor.
Well, that's
I don't think
not
I
to
ever.
the face. You done got some body shots.
Well, yeah,
before
body shots.
that
Yes.
buckled you.
Yes.
right.
But ain't no to the face.
Well, hopefully you never will. Unfortunately, if you're going to go pro, you may have to face that. So on the 3rd to the 10th,
December 3rd through the 10th.
December 3rd through the 10th.
3 weeks from now.
Okay, so it's your time to pimp the audience about if you can. I know that it costs money. You know, you don't have major sponsors like Nike or whatever that takes care of you. So talk to the fans and see what you can do about maybe trying to help you out.
Well, if y'all want to help, y'all can donate money for the trip.
How do you donate money for the trip?
Cash App or Venmo.
Yeah, the Cash App is RipBucks, RIPBUCKZ, and the Venmo is at Fletcher-Clinton. So
was that all of it? I'm sorry, did I cut in on you?
No, you didn't.
Okay. So, anyway, listen to them, get on their Facebook, get on this show, and we're going to have Mom write something. So, okay, cool. So we're gonna put that up on the screen. So if people want to help, and contribute to this.
Yeah, because like a lot of times, like, you know, for the past few years, we've always, you know, said foot the bill or whatnot. But then, like, you know, some people sometimes they were just like, hey, I know that this is costly, man, and like, you know what I'm saying, how could we show support or whatnot? I was just like, well, y'all could, you know what I'm saying, if y'all want to, y'all could donate, you know what I'm saying, on the transportation and the tournament cost, you know, that would help out. And people, you know, some people, you know what I'm saying, send in nice amounts. Some people send in, you know what I'm saying, $5, $10, $25, $50. But, like, you know, when you donating, like, it's really no certain amount that anybody's ever asking for. You know what I'm saying? We just grateful for the support right now with him being young, because, like, you know, it is, like we say, it is costly, but, you know, just to get that helping hand sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it makes it a little bit easier.
Right.
Not just for us, but for him as well, you know what I'm saying, to be able to go to these events and, you know what I'm saying, be comfortable and be able to, because it's like a week-long tournament. And, you know what I'm saying, hopefully we'll be fighting that Saturday, you know what I'm saying, December 10th, and that's the championships Saturday.
Well, he don't hope we are going to be fighting.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, so for 8 days, because it's from the 3rd to the 10th, will you be fighting every day? So what's the schedule?
Like, you'll probably fight like one day and then take a day off and then fight again.
Depending upon how big your bracket is. Like, if you got a full bracket, like, say, for instance, like, we have three kids going from our gym. We have Melvin Wesley Jr., which is a 4-time national champion, you know what I'm saying? The majority of times, you know what I'm saying, he makes it to the end. This time he has a much bigger bracket, you know what I mean? So it's going to be, and like his division is flooded, so you know what I'm saying, he about to get a good test this time. Nehemiah Snipes, he always get good tests because he's like, he's heavier in weight. And both of these kids are like 14, about to be 15 years old.
Well, Nehemiah 15 now. Nehemiah 15.
Yeah, that's why I say 14 or 15 years old. Nehemiah Snipes, he always gets, you know what I'm saying, some of the tougher fights because, you know, like he's in brackets like with Carmel Moulton, one of Floyd Mayweather's proteges, a little kid that comes up out of his gym. You got, what's his name, Marcus Luther. You know what I'm saying? You got kids that like, people are already looking at like this is the future of boxing, and like Nehemiah's from right here and he fights against these kids, man, and it's tough. And like, you know, he as he goes up in weight, going from like 95 to 101 to 110, it gets tougher, you know what I'm saying? It gets tougher and tougher, man. So like, you know, but I tip my hat to all these kids, man, because like I just know that we got a good group of kids. You know what I'm saying? They work real hard, you know what I'm saying, and they fight their butts off, man. And we just going to go down here to Lubbock, Texas, man, and see what we could come home with. Because like he said, in 2021, he had won the National Junior Olympics. Melvin Wesley had won gold with the Junior Olympics. And then we had Nehemiah Snipes. He had won silver. And then we had young Gordo Gonzalez, you know, he was a little kid, like 8 years old. He came home with silver. So we took 4 kids down there, and all of them went to the finals, and that's hard to do.
Oh, wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? And we all brought something back to Kansas City, and hopefully all 3 of these guys will bring back something too. I mean, this time, and you got Breonna Epperson, you got Ricardo Gomez, you got a bunch of talented kids around here, man, that's fighting. A lot of people don't know about this world because, like, football is a big thing around here, but when it comes to boxing, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of isolated. And, you know what I'm saying, we kind of like it like that because it's not so cluttered.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? And we got our own thing going, and when we get to go to, you know, get on certain stages like this and then actually come home with something that actually means a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That does a lot for the city, especially when they're being kids, man.
So speaking of women, how many women or girls fight in your
Oh man,
division?
you got Natalia Castaneda from Flaco Ramirez Boxing. You got Breonna Epperson from Against the Grain. And these are all amateurs. You know, we have pros too.
Right.
Like you got.
So is there a lot of women? Is there what's the percentage of boys and girls.
I'd probably say there's more boys than girls.
It's way more boys.
Right.
There's way more boys and men than it
Right.
is like girls and women. You know what I'm saying? We have, you know what I'm saying? We got amateurs at our gym. We got a couple of pro fighters, like, you know, we got Chris Thompson. We got Kate Levine. She's a female. You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's scarce, but you know, everybody brings something to the table. You know what I mean? Everybody brings something to the table, and it's a cool world to be involved with, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm glad we're a part of it. I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, he took the sport on and he's sticking with it. And we're just going to see what he can do, man. You know, we're going to push it to the limit and see exactly what he could do with it.
Well, that's awesome. So I'm really glad that you guys came on the show. Kind of, you know, let people know, you know, what's going on here in Kansas City, you know, not the football and basketball and baseball part, you know, but, you know, a young kid, a young man that is being accomplished. Now, let me ask you real quick, how do you work your training and your studies?
Training and studies? Well, training and study. Well, I was like, sometimes I'll stay after school to do like work that I can't really catch up on.
Right.
But yeah, it's like it's hard though, boxing and school at the same time. But I just section it out, do what I can.
Gotcha. So, are you an A student? You're an A+ student, right?
No, I wouldn't say A+ student, but
He's like A, B.
Oh, so he's an honor student.
A, B, A, B, A, babe.
Yeah.
He's
A babe.
He's an A, babe student.
hey babe.
Now
Tell the truth, man. You ain't got no straight A's. You got some B's floating around in there.
you can't make me laugh. Now I start coughing. So, but he is a very good student. So,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. So, Nasir Clinton, which your nickname is Daddy-O.
Yes.
So he goes by Daddy-O. So Nasir, is very nice to have you on the show. Fletcher, it was nice to have you on the show. And Mom, Rachel. Mom Rachel was.
And before we go though, before I let Brian finish off with us, hey, I want to give a shout out to Pound for Pound Elite Boxing Academy, City Life Boxing, Against the Grain. You know what I'm saying? Who else is it? Who else
shout out to God, because he made my parents so they can make me, and I'm wonderful.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? You got Turner Boxing Academy. All of these. You got Lalo Vargas with his camp, man. You got Malachi Ross from R&E. All of these people, you know what I'm saying, help us to become who we are, because, you know what I'm saying, they give us, you know what I'm saying, fighters to look at, fighters to see, you know what I'm saying, and fighters to be around, man. And, you know what I'm saying, it's all about, you know what I'm saying, building and helping each other, man. And so it's like I said, it's a wonderful world of boxing out here in Kansas City, man.
Well, that's
Y'all need to
awesome.
tune in.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of minutes left, and our best subject or best segment of our show, he is not here to do it, so I will do it for him. It is called Penny for Your Thoughts, because his last name is Penny.
Okay.
So we do Penny for Your Thoughts. So Penny for Your Thoughts tonight is Mr. Bob Kendrick. What more can I say about this man? He is an amazing person, and on Thanksgiving night at the plaza, he gets to turn on the lights.
Click.
Yep, click. So he's done so much, and he does it in honor of Buck O'Neil. Him and his team personally was the engine that got Buck O'Neil into the Hall of Fame, which should have been years ago, but that is another story, which just makes me angry. So, but he is in there now, and Buck O'Neil is looking down on us and smiling like he always does. And Bob Kendrick, you're a phenomenal person, and I am glad to call you a friend. And with that, I am Brian Kress, the Awesome Voice, with Coach 24, Darwin Penny, and DJ Scatter, George Walker. Be awesome, not angry, and you guys have yourself a phenomenal weekend.